just to give you a bit of an indication where we are here, I bought this land about 20 years ago and I built a few houses on it. And I've moved my car sales from house to house to house. I'm currently in house number 3. And each time my forecourt has grown and grown, much to my wife's horror when she looks out the window. She just gets sick of seeing cars. So when you look out the front, there's no cars, nice fields and horses. But when you look at the back, it's a different story, you know. But it works really well for us. I've done it both ways, and you know, a lot of car dealers would probably think, "Oh my God, you're mad for selling cars from home." But yeah, it seems good. I wouldn't go back to what I was doing. Put it like that. I much prefer this. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to episode 35 of Dealer Pod, the podcast where we talk to motor trade industry experts nationwide to find out about their businesses and gain any insights that they may have to help you with your car sales operation. My name's Stephen Douglas and I'm joined as always by Scott Sibley and Martin Carr, and today's podcast is sponsored by Dealerway, the UK's fastest growing platform for motor dealers to trade cars safely and transparently. Now, just before we get going, one small little ask. We spend a lot of time creating each episode to make it valuable for people like yourselves to watch. And if you're watching on YouTube, it would really mean the world to us if you could just hit the like button and the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell. Just takes 2 seconds and it helps the podcast get seen by more and more people each week. And it really helps the show grow and helps keep it going. So, all right, let's get into it. So today's guest is the owner of Horsepower Cars based in Inverness. I'm delighted to welcome to the podcast Angus Mackillop. Hi Angus, mate, how's it going? You okay?
Yeah, good mate. Absolutely great. Enjoying the good weather we all seem to be getting at the moment, making the most of it, as you know.
It's a bit stuffy up here. I'm not sure what it's like up there, but it must be the
same here. The office is spoiling. I've switched the fan off. Don't want to interfere with the recording, but I could really do with it on. It's gross.
Well, to be honest, I've just done the same there, and it's went up about 5 degrees. So it feels like it has.
Yeah, it's hot. I've got glass each side of me as well, so it doesn't help very much, you know. Beating in. Well, we're not that we're not used to it up here, of course, but we make the most of it, you know.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate your time, and I think we've wanted to get you on for a while because you're very sort of outspoken on some of the Facebook groups, aren't you? So I thought we'd have some opinions. Yeah, good stuff. Well, what we'll do, Angus, we'll just jump into this week in the motor trade first.
This week in the motor trade, brought to you by Autograb.
So this week in the motor trade, brought to you by Autograb. Just quickly before we get going and ask what everyone's been doing this week, just got a quick graph to show you, brought to you by Autograb again, of the top 10 biggest discounters of cars in the last 30 days. So I don't know if everyone wants to run their eyes over that. So what this is basically saying, the average discount percentage of the top 50 cars in the country, and biggest discounter is the Nissan Leaf. And the average discount on a Nissan Leaf across the board in the UK is £682 in the last 30 days. So if you've got any Nissan Leafs, probably time to bail out because everyone's trying to get rid. Interesting to see that the discount on that i3 as well, both electric cars as well. Did any of you guys stock any of these? Lexus UX, Tesla Model X?
We struggle.
Isn't it?
Everything electric, full stock, to be honest with you. Kind of avoid them. Yeah, we've been there, done that a bit. So not that we're going to have much choice in the next few years, I presume, but at the moment, hard work, very hard.
I've heard different reports. I've heard a couple of people saying that they're having it off with electric cars. It's a strange one, isn't it?
It's got to come down to location wise, I would have thought.
Yeah,
we had some Teslas and blew $7.5 grand across the 3 when I cleared them, and then I said never again, and we've just bought another 4. That's sin.
But to be fair, yeah, if you look at what these Teslas were making 18 months, 2 years ago, you know, up in the 20s, 30s, you know, and now I was just saying to my son-in-law the other day when we were looking at buying some stock, you're routinely seeing these now for 10, 11, 12, 13 grand. They are affordable, you know.
Yeah, the one, I think we were trying to do like sub 20, and I think the one we got was 20 grand, and the guy, he was driving past, it was on the grass at Shermore, and he seen it, and he bought it on Saturday, but it was literally just in a few days, so we did well with that one. But the buyers always get excited when we sell a car, so then they'll go and buy another load. So I know we've got a few coming in, but yeah, not like 28 grand when we were having them, more like around the 20,000. I think we might have one for about 17 or 18, which they look like good value then.
Yeah, there's
a lot of talk, isn't there? That the government's going to have to do something to get electric going again, isn't it? So they've hit them with all the tax now. So is this the backlash from the government putting 200 quid a year tax on them? You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, looking at this, like I think there's 4 or 5 electric cars in that list. People are discounting them, right? So they're not exactly shifting straight away, are they?
Oh yeah, MG5, Zoe.
Yeah. We're not having it.
Yeah, we'll tell you a good story as well, of course, with Mr. Musk. Yeah. Maybe there's a bit of backlash with that,
Mm.
So yeah, that's Leigh's brought you our Auto Grab. If you do want to try out Auto Grab, we've left a link in the description where you can get 25% off your first 3-month subscription. So make sure you check that out, because it's a great bit of kit, great bit of software. Help you find some private cars that you can buy yourself. So moving on. Obviously this week in the motor trade, how have you been getting on this week, Angus? Are you busy?
Well, yeah, we were busy last week. I had a short week last week because I went down to Goodwood on the Thursday morning, and was trying to cram in probably a week's work up till Thursday. So it was a bit manic up till then. We were busy. Left a couple of my sort of part-time guys in charge when I was away, and there's a mountain of stuff to come back to from being away. But yeah, we're pretty happy with things at the moment. It's been a good July for us so far. In some stock, I suppose, like most car dealers are permanently in stock. But yeah, it's been good. The weather's probably helped a bit as well, taking a few people out and selling some of the sporty stuff, and But yeah, it's been fine. Yeah.
See, I found it's worked the other way for us. I've been anytime there's a first bit of sunshine in Newcastle anyways, and people don't want to come look at cars, or at the beach, or they're in the garden.
Yeah. You used to find that when I used to be in the city, we used to find that as well. Our place was absolutely dead when the sun came out. But we're by appointment only now, so it just seems to be a different mindset of people. I don't know what it is. It's a bit strange, I used to dread the summer holidays when I had my bitch in Inverness, because days that it's dead, here as well being closed, that we find it's a bit opposite now. We get a few more appointments when the weather's good. Can't really say why,
Yeah.
But that's what we find anyway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you, Scott, you're busy as ever.
We're in a good position for the month. When the heat wave seemed to come back, I think it was like Thursday, Friday last week, seemed to like warm up again. I thought, that's going to be no good. So it would kill the sales, but the lads chipped away, but it's not like busy, but it's all right.
We had an all right start the month. First week was okay, and then all of a sudden, last week from Monday until Friday, we didn't sell a car, which is unheard of. And I was pulling my hair out. And then all of a sudden the weekend we've done a couple this morning, so it's good to get back to normal, which I'm pleased about, because I was starting to think to jump off a bridge on Friday.
We don't take it too good, we're not selling, do we?
No, it's just like a roller coaster, innit? You're up and down.
Take it so personal, don't you?
Yeah, you start analysing everything, don't you?
Well, my thing is when I sold the car for 4 days, and I'm like, what we're doing wrong? Right, I'm going to change the hood model, right? I'm going
Yeah.
Got everything down, discount rate, do this, do that, and you lose your head a little bit, and it's like, no, man, it's just a normally calm down, and it's going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
But
it always does.
Bits of it. Yeah, well,
it does.
Yeah.
It's just getting that one away again after you've had a bit of a drive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone always screams back to basics, don't they? And get back to basics, do this, do that.
Exactly.
No one's bothered when you're selling cars.
Yeah, exactly. I was moving the website
this week. Sorry, go on.
Sorry?
Guess what we saying?
Yeah, I was just saying, when things are quiet, when I came back yesterday, I was in the office for a couple of hours. I was just doing it on my website, and it's amazing because we were busy last week. There was cars there I had. I didn't have pictures on of them, and I think, God, the pictures of these a week ago, and they're still not on, and it's just because you're busy, just being busy, and things like the website. You're like, oh my God, there's 2-3 cars not on there. Wonder why there's no calls on them, that type of thing, So sometimes it's maybe good to just be a wee bit quieter. You can
and just
see what's going on.
sort the ship out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Takes pressure off.
What about Dealerway this week, Martin?
Good. To be fair, last week we had a big up change, so we've now got free selling on there now. We've had some main dealers now starting putting cars on. So there's a main dealer Audi side who's put a nice couple of cars on, sold their first one within 24 hours as well. So really good, seeing good progression with it.
Mm-hmm.
We sold our first last Friday off Dealerway. We
Yeah.
we had a 71 XC60 that we've had in stock for a few months.
71 plate.
Hybrid, and we're the same. We struggle with hybrids here. There's not much demand for them. Meaning we've got like that. Electric is a big no for us. We've tried it, does not work at the moment. Hybrid's probably the next thing was difficult for us to shift, and we've had only maybe 5-6 months in stock. So we brought in Dealerway one day last week there, and chap put his hand up for it on Friday, so he's supposed to be rocking up tomorrow morning for it. So
good. Happy days.
Quite easy.
How did you find the experience of it then?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, absolutely fine. We had a couple of off low. I mean, we had the car on at I think about 19, just under 20 grand, and we had a couple of 18,500 offers, which is a good bit beneath book. But somebody put their hand up a bit more, and it was fine. We met in the middle and got it done.
Yeah, I think Lee chased them up for you, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he gave up
kind of the nitty-gritty with them.
Absolutely. Well, you need to do that sometimes, So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So the chat seems bang on anyway, and he messaged me this morning to say he's coming up to Inverness from I think Midland. Some models. Yeah, they're good.
I'm happy.
Yes,
that's good stuff.
Yeah.
In today's competitive used car market, staying ahead means finding the right stock at the right price every time. I use AutoGrab to do exactly that. With endless listings and constant market shifts, it's tough to know what's worth chasing, but AutoGrab cuts through the noise. Their platform shows me where the value is, lets me filter for high margin stock, and alerts me when the right cars hit the market. If you want better margins and smarter sourcing, head to autograb.co.uk today. Make sure you mention DealerPod when signing up to get 25% off your first 3-month subscription. Very well, Angus, I think we've got all the housekeeping out of the way. I think we'll talk a little bit about you and a bit about your background, where you're from, and how you got into this crazy motor trade, and where you plan on going with it.
Right, okay. Well, I've been in the motor trade since 1987. I started in the car business. I was a chef when I left school for a few years. I am originally from the Isle of Skye, and I moved to the bright lights of Inverness when I was about 18, 19, 19 I think I was. And I was just desperate to get into car sales. So I initially got a job with Volvo in Inverness, which subsequently fell through. Although I was offered the job, was like, day was going to start now, I've decided to go with someone else with more experience. So I kind of lost out on that. And then I got a job in a used car place in Inverness called Argyle Car Sales. It was quite a long established business run by an Italian gentleman called Brian Rizza, who was a bit of a character in his day in the car business. We're still friendly to this day, although when we left, we had a bit of an acrimonious split.
Right.
So, like these things have, because when I did leave, I went to start my own place in the same time of the season, and he didn't take that too good, like probably a lot of bosses of the day. I think motor traders are maybe a bit more mellow these days than what they were back then. And that was 1991, and I basically got married, and back from my honeymoon and decided I was going to go self-employed. And my wife was pregnant only by a couple of months after coming back from honeymoon, and it wasn't probably a time to start a car sales business, but we thought, well, what the hell, let's go for it. But we used to sell a few cars from the door prior to that. We did that for a while. And I started a company called Top Car. That was on Harbour Road in Inverness. I had a business partner at that time called Gil, who's a friend of mine. And he worked along with me for, I think, for about 4 or 5 years. And we had artistic differences, shall we say. And he went off to do his thing, and I carried on with the cars. And I ran the business by myself until I think about 2010. And I sold the business to a friend of mine after about 20 years running it. And he ran it for about 10 years. And that was, oh my goodness, that'd be what, COVID time. And then Craig, who you've had on before from Culloden Car Sales.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that. Was the connection?
Yeah, Craig ran the business for the chap that owned it back in the day, and he ran it for 3 or 4 years after that. And then Craig's obviously gone to Culloden. The business is no longer there. But we started a car business, horsepower cars. We sold Top Car, and that was in 2010. And we've been running horsepower cars since then. We work from home. We're in the countryside. We're close to Culloden Battlefields, which is quite a historic touristy place in the Highlands. It was the last battle that was fought in British soil. So it's like tourist central around here at the moment with all the BYD hire cars and MG hire cars getting in everyone's way and causing accidents. So we're kind of deep in the countryside where we are. Our location was we're about 500 metres, 600 metres off the main road. We've got no signage. We work from home. And we're lucky to have about 20 odd acres of land where we are here. And we basically have an area just beside my house. We park our stock. And my son-in-law, Ross, works with me in the business. We've got... I'm a bit averse to employing people, to be honest with you, so I'm very hands-on myself. Ross, he's been with me for 2 years in the business. He's really good. He's a joiner at trade. He's really good with people, and he's absolutely fit in here really well. My wife does a lot of the admin. My daughter does the accounts. I've got a couple of part-time guys that drive for me, and we sub all our work out. We don't carry out any work in-house at all. So all our valeting, mechanics, MOT, paint, a lot, everything goes out. Luckily, we've got a good, really good relationship with our partners who look after us really, really well. And it's very seamless, and it feels like it's part of us, except we don't need to be paying the wages, you know?
Yeah.
And, so we're pretty busy. We stock 80, 90 cars at the moment. We sell probably 40 plus cars a month. We predominantly sell a lot of Land Rovers, which a lot of people will probably frown at. I
noticed that on your website, when I had a look,
You must be a glutton for punishment, you know. We hear it all the time, even from the people who come to buy them, you know. Well, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing buying one of them, but I've worked hard. So we do a lot of that. So we do really well with Land Rovers, Range Rovers, Sports, Evokes, that type of thing. The rest of our stock is predominantly maybe out. You could have an RS3 here that's sold today. You'd be older RS3s, Mercs, BMWs, mainly German cars. We have no much interest in smaller sort of city cars, you know, Fiestas, Corsas, that type of stuff. We actively decided to stop selling that a couple of years back because the cars we were buying, we just couldn't make any money on them, you know.
And you struggled, don't you, with the small ones? There's not a lot
couldn't
to get out
here. Yeah, and we just decided conscious decision, no more, and we just don't take them. And there's just a bit of margin in the thing now. It's just no point. You know, you guys know how expensive it is to put cars to the workshop. It's fortunes, you know. Mm-hmm. And if you only got $1,000 spent, $1,000 in the first place on it, and you spend 1,200 quid on it, what's the point in that? Yeah, so that's basically sums me up in a nutshell. So I don't know if there's anything you want to ask. Yeah,
I've never heard of a car dealer working from home and stocking 90 cars. That's quite impressive. That thing. That's when you said before, you said, "Oh, I do everything from home." I thought, I was on his website last night. If you had to 86 cars in stock, how does that work? 28 as a land will help with that, I suppose.
Yeah. We've got quite a lot of. Just to give you a bit of an indication where we are here, we've got. I bought this land about 20 years ago, and I've built a few houses on it. And I've moved from my car sales from house to house to house. I'm currently in house number 3. And each time my floors were grown and grown, much to my wife's horror when she looks out the window. We had to do very clever with the fencing and things like that. So when she's looking out the kitchen sink, she's not that she's tied to the kitchen sink in the yard, but she just gets sick of seeing cars. So when you look out the front, there's no cars, nice fields and horses in the fields. But when you look at the back, it's a different story.
Stephen's lucky he's got another field on the back way, couple of hundred meters down there, and that's where his box is.
Yeah, well, I do one day.
I certainly haven't got 20 acres. That's a certainty. Yeah.
Say what, you must get your steps in.
Sorry?
You must get your steps in.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. But it works really well for us. I've done it both ways, and a lot of car dealers will probably think, "Oh my God, you're mad for selling cars from home." Do you get angry customers knocking on your door? And the reality of it is no. It's a bit of a weird one, because it's like they are maybe more respectful because it's your home as well. And in all the time I've been doing it, which has been 15 years now, I can only think of one guy who came back and he was knocking on my door, 2 or 3 weeks out. But it never really came to anything. It wasn't. He was a bit pissed off, like people are. But that's the only time I've ever had it. And yet, I think when I had my other business, I'm not saying I had people in complaining all the time, but it's very easy for them maybe to drop in. Oh, there's a little thing wrong with my car. And it's easy because you've got a garage, you can just rock up outside and go and speak to you, if you know what I'm saying. It's maybe not so simple at the moment because we're a bit out the beaten way and it's a bit of a journey to get to us, So we find it works really well, actually, not having, more trade premises. It's more domestic type scenario that we've got. But yeah, it seems good. I wouldn't go back to what I was doing. Put it like that. I much prefer this. Yeah.
So is it literally just all? I was gonna say, is it literally just all cars parked outside? Is there any like photo bay or you've got a cleaning area type of thing, or is it literally just cars?
We do no work outside. We're just in the process of building up actually here in that will have 10 vehicles purely for photos. That's why we're it up. But we're not going to have like a car showroom per se. We want like a bit of a photo slash a lounge type thing that our customers can be hang about. We've got 2 offices in the business. We've got sales office, which I'm in just now. And we've got another office upstairs, which we do. My wife does accounts and stuff on. But sometimes you might, although we're by appointment, we still get people who rock up without an appointment. And first thing they say is, "Oh, I didn't realise you were appointment only." But we've got it everywhere. Big bold letters. We are appointment only. But still, I think when and it's not their fault. They rock up and they don't know what they're going to come to. They think they're going to come up to like a typical garage forecourt instead of my drive. A lot of them, the minute they're coming up, they're driving through fields and stuff like this, and thinking, "Oh my God, this is wrong," And then they realise the scenario that it's a private house, But yeah, it works well for us. I'd say it's probably not for everybody. But that's that door there is my commute to work every day. That's the house is through there literally, and it's good. Only thing is, my wife's a bit like she's good at baking and cooking, and she's always coming through here with stuff for us. We're like, "Take it away, oh sweet, I'll have it." So that's the only downside. But yes,
so it's literally your office is actually in your house as well. You mentioned the upstairs, and the other office is upstairs in your house. You haven't got like a separate office outside or nothing.
Well, basically, we've got a sort of wing that's on the house that we have. We've got like an office, and above it, we've got more offices, and I've got like a really big car garage that'll take about 3 cars to the side there. We've got like toilets and stuff in there that customers obviously use for them. So it's kind of a wing that's for work,
Yeah.
Do you offer finance, Angus?
Yes.
So all like dealer facilities, like Warranties, finance, all the bits.
Yeah. We deal with all the companies. We have no hassle. I've seen quite a lot of people saying on the dealers page, Facebook, "I work from home, I can't get finance approval."
Yeah.
And I've gone on there a few times and said, "Listen, this is what we do. We work from home. We've never had any trouble. We've got the reps come around to see us. They're always knocking on the door here, trying to get business from us.
Yeah.
yeah, but we're never in trouble, and we deal with all big guys, you know. Yeah.
And do you ever have anyone turn up to view your car and go, "Oh, I thought this was a dealership. I'm not buying from someone's house." Does that ever happen?
Never.
Never. Yeah. That's good, isn't it?
No. A lot of people, quite opposite, they'll come up and they might see a car advertised and they'll say, you know, they phone us, whatever, and say, right, can we come and see you, whatever. And they'll rock up and they say, oh my God, I didn't think this would be like this, you know, because, you know, we've got quite an impressive selection of cars here. And they probably think they're rocking up to some dude's house is going to have maybe 3 or 4 motors kicking about, you know, and, you know, who haven't been
fakes.
Yeah, maybe, whatever. I'm saying, but even some people that live maybe half a mile along the road, you know. I mean, we had a guy in here there, a bit off Trodo, and sold him a car. And he got to buy it, and he says, God, I drive past you every single day. I don't know that you're there. Why don't you have a sign on your road end? But we don't want a sign. We want to do it by appointment. We don't want people rocking up if you're not here, for example, because we live here as well.
Yeah.
You know, the security aspect of things, you know, although we've got lots of cameras and lots of security, we just want to make sure there's somebody here if someone rocks up. So we've got gates and stuff like that. Keep people out. But no, it's fine. We've never had any negative, very positive. In fact, a lot of people, we get a lot, even the reps come up here and they'll say, oh my God, look at it. Shame you can't see a view, but we've been looking over fields. We've got forests in the fields. We've got woods in the background here. And it's a really nice place to stay, you know, far less a place to work. And a lot of people are, you know, quite impressed with it. We're very, very lucky, you know.
Oh, definitely. It sounds it. Yeah, it sounds
pretty. I mean,
you.
There's a few dealers have mentioned that the ideal is exactly what you've got there, is having like a sort of a farmhouse type thing where you can park some cars in and what have you. But I mean, the only thing I would say is how does it sit with you for like the work-life balance? Because obviously you've been doing it for a few years now. Is it easy, or do you find yourself getting dragged in more and into the office type of thing?
I'm not going to lie to you. I had this conversation with Ross, my son-in-law, yesterday, saying I've got another son-in-law as well. We were all at Goodwood at the weekend, and I jarred other son-in-law because I would quite like him to be a bit more involved with the business as well, because I'm a bit like that. I like to keep all the family. You know, one day if I'm not here, hopefully the company can continue. You know, and I like them to all know more about the business and be involved more with all aspects of it. So when I'm not, it can continue to go and can give them the livelihood going forward. You know, so but yeah, hopefully he will come on board. It's up to him. But I'm going to have to get more people anyway, because I'm 57 now and I still think mentally I'm 19, and it's you can be pretty tired some days going home. I'm not going to lie to you. We do a good shift here, you know, and we do the 12-hour day sometimes, and weather's like this, and you've been busy, and you know about it, you know. And I would just like a bit more time off now. I was out with my grandson on last Wednesday. We cycled down the Caledonian Canal on our bikes, and I thought, this is great. You know, out with him for a couple of hours, a nice team at the end of it. And I thought, oh God, I should be doing more of this. You know, you work hard to try and get to the position that you're in, and you're still trying to chase the pound, if you know what I'm saying. So I think I'm at the point now I'm thinking, right, I need to maybe lay off a little bit and try and take it a bit easier. Yeah.
I can imagine as well, you do all that, and then you know, people will get to an age where they're like, right, okay, I'm done now. I want to enjoy some of the different things in life, playing with the grandkids and all that, and I want to play football with them, or do all this. Then you think, well, actually, I'm too old now. I can't do it. I'm only 40, and I was at the beach yesterday. I was at the beach yesterday with the kids, and I come off at the beach and I was absolutely shattered. I was wrecked. Playing in the bed last night, and you head at the floor, and I was done.
Oh, wow, fresh air.
Yeah, I was thinking, crikey, if I was 10 years older, I don't know what I would do. I couldn't do it.
No. But this is the thing, we all want to keep busy. You know, I'm not going to say I'm going to retire tomorrow, but I think I just need to cut my hours back a little bit, you know. But my son-in-law being in here, Ross, I mean, he came in a couple of years ago, and he's given the business a really good lift by being here. I mean, I've probably been a bit set in my ways because I've been doing it for myself for that long, and having someone else in here with fresh eyes, and you know, you always think you're the best guy at this case for the job, and no one does it like you. And to a degree, maybe that's right, but you should close your mind to new ideas, and he's come in and there's a few things he's done and got involved with, and I've respect him for that, and he's made some good decisions, and I'm glad he's here.
He's challenged you on a few things, has he?
Yeah. It's just you get stuck in your way. We all do, and you think, well, I know best. I've been doing this for a long time, and the things change, and it's quite good to have Ross is in his mid-30s, so he's not a teenager. He's still got a good brain in his head, but he's maybe better up to speed with a lot of things than what I am. So it's been quite good getting him in, and we're trying things with some of the different stock we've been taking in and stuff like that before I would probably not have bothered with, because I wouldn't take a risk on that. I want maybe safer stock, things that are not so prone for good. If they go wrong, they're expensive to fix, if you know what I'm saying. So he's game for taking a few gambles and a few lumpy bits of metal that we can make margin on. So that's been a good thing. Yeah.
Can I ask you, Angus, what's your thoughts on Auto Trader?
Yeah, certainly.
Because I'm a fan, but I don't think you are. Is that correct?
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a fan. You're right. It was funny. I was actually going through some paperwork the other day there, and I wish I had it on my desk, but I still might have it actually. Yeah. Here you go. There's my last Auto Trader bill.
When was that then?
31st of May 2015. That was.
Wow.
And
what's your thoughts? Why did you fall out of love with them, or is it like the cost of having your cars on, or is it the platform you don't like, or is it the support, or what is it? Because I know you're very vocal in the groups about it. What's your opinion about it?
Numerous reasons.
Right.
I would say, well, first of all, number one, the cost. I hate to think what it is now. I don't know. I have my ideas, but it was astronomical 10 years ago.
Right.
And I got to the point thinking, if I'm paying someone, who's supplying a service to me more than I'm earning out of my business, there's something far wrong with that. Mm-hmm. So I tolerated it for a while, very unhappily. Were we selling cars from Auto Trader? Yes, we were. So that was my first thing, was the cost. Just far, far, far too expensive. The second thing was the mind control that Auto Trader have with car dealers. That all car dealers need Auto Trader. This is, and I hear a lot of that from car traders. And the reality is, and I know this, car dealers do not need Auto Trader, although some of them think they do. And I just decided that it was better to sell less cars a month than it was to pay Auto Trader, because I was not any worse off by selling less cars and making less profit. It's just that I had one less bill at the end of the month. So that was kind of one of the reasons. And the other reason was, I was saying, the mind control thing was, again, I don't know if the reps phone up regularly. They probably do. I used to get my call quite regularly, late Friday afternoon. How are you today? How are things? And I mean, you always have a moan at them, don't you? So, not very good, and I wish I was selling more, and this cost me a fortune, and I'm not getting the return. And they'd be saying, "Oh well, you need to do this, you need to do that, and that's going to cost more." And so everything's always got a cost attached to it. Mm-hmm. And then it became a point of, what saying to me as well. You've got a Ford Focus in stock, say, but if you go to Auto Trader, they might have 1,200 Ford Focuses for sale. How's yours going to get seen in all the sea of Ford Focuses? Well, the biggest way to get seen is price. Having it priced very competitively, i.e. low profit, no profit, whatever, in order to get your car on a listing that tells them low, high, wonderful price, whatever. So I felt that was working against the dealer. It was like a bit of a race to the bottom. Well, I'm here to make money for my business because I want my business to do well. And these guys are telling me, "No, your cars are too dear." Well, there's only one way I'm ever going to make money, and that's profit on my cars. I have no other way. I'm a car salesman. And it just became a point of thinking, well, this is just all weird. I mean, they're not I didn't feel they were helping me. And you guys, I don't know, I think you might have had Jim Reed on before, from Jim Reed. And,
Yeah.
Well, Jim at that point was very, very vocal.
Remember?
Yeah, and also there's Umesh as well as Mari and Guy David Pillsborough. And we used to chat in the back office on Auto Trader. You know, there's this fake AI
Thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we all got chapped off there because all we did is spend the whole time slagging Auto Trader off and how expensive they were, and we were anti-car dealer, you know. So we all got chapped off this thing. We couldn't get onto it, but we kind of we didn't. None of us knew one another up to that point, but we all kind of spoke. And Jim at that time was telling me about Facebook, and he gave me a few hinters from what to do. I'm not going to lie to you. I wasn't even on Facebook. Facebook was a thing that annoyed me at that point because my kids were on it. They were probably teenagers at the time. My wife, she'd go on it occasionally, heading phone, you know, and I was like, get off that bloody Facebook, you know. And I couldn't believe that something like this would have been any good for selling cars, and I couldn't get it. And I wasn't on it myself. It was all, witchcraft to me as far as I was concerned, getting on Facebook. But Jim gave me some pointers, and right, okay, I'm going to try this. Let's try it. Difficult as it was, and it really was to get my head around this. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, I went on to it. I persevered. He told me, like, you must do something every day on this. Don't just do something once a week. Don't be generic with what you're putting on there. Make posts interesting. Do this, do that. Go onto YouTube. Watch some videos on how to make content for Facebook. You know, I mean, remember as well, this was much more old-fashioned 10 years ago than it is now.
Yeah.
TikTok and all, you know, everything that's going on in life. But at the time, that was pretty much it, you know. Nobody else in this area, where I am, was on Facebook. Nobody was doing it. And I just thought, I can't see the point of this. This is mumbo jumbo. It's never going to work. But I'll give it a go, because I didn't want to be spending thousands a month to Auto Trader. So I did give it a go, and within 6 weeks, I was selling more vehicles from my free Facebook platform than I was off Auto Trader. And at this point, I thought, right, Auto Trader's gone. And I binned Auto Trader, and I was told, you'll be back, you know, all the phone calls, oh, don't go, don't want it to go, we'll do this, we'll do that. And I made a point of burning my bridges. I thought, nah, I'm never going to go back. And I told the guy that, you will never see me back. They all say that, I was told. And I couldn't, even if I wanted to, because I wouldn't break my word on that. I will never use them again. And we've really never looked back from our socials since that point. And we just get in early on it, and it works really, really well for us, you know. And that's predominantly where we sell vast majority of our cars is on Facebook. Although we should probably now looking at doing the TikToks and things like that. That's probably the next thing.
So you're not on? Are you not on like Motors or Car Gurus, Angus?
No, you've got a package. I think you've got a 70 or 75 car package with that, but it's not. It doesn't cost a lot. I think you're about 1,500 quid a month for that, something like that. So I feel that's sort of decent. No, not carrying. It's not going. No, I would pay these guys not to advertise my cars. You know, I mean, it's just fake. Yeah, that's all we were getting. No disrespect to anyone's on there. If they can get sales from it, good luck to them. But we couldn't get any. We were just sick to death of going back to people that didn't exist, and we were just wasting too much of our time. You know, in the morning. There's 4 or 5 guys there phoning up. I don't believe we've ever sold a car. I think we've sold maybe 1 car of CarGurus or something like that. Some people, it's good. But CB Motors package, we've got bit this Kazoo on that now, and you know, the return we get on that is pretty good. You know, so yeah, but that's it. That's all we do. We get a lot of repeat business as well, I may add. I've been, I'm not saying I'm notorious, but I'm quite well known in floor trades in Inverness, and you know, I have a lot of people that come back to me. It's a bit annoying from son-in-law because, you know, they'll kind of bypass in to come to me or go and speak to Angus, the boss. I've known him for 20 odd years, so it's a bit frustrating from that point of view because I'm still kind of front of the house myself, if you know what I'm saying. So she may be hiding in the office somewhere, but I enjoy the hustle and bustle dealing with getting the deals. That's what I like, you know. Yeah.
A quick message from our sponsors, Dealerway. Attention Dealer Pod listeners, do you want a better, quicker, more profitable way of trading out of your part exchanges or overage stock? List your cars on Dealerway today and connect with over 2,000 vetted trade buyers actively looking for vehicles. No hidden fees, no hassle. Start your own custom auctions from your desk or the palm of your hand in our game-changing app. Or advertise your stock on quick, easy, buy it now listings to our eager buyers who are waiting to quickly acquire vehicles. What are you waiting for? Join Dealerway today at dealerway.co.uk and streamline your disposals. So I actually wasn't aware of this, that Angus, that most of your business comes from Facebook, which interests me a lot because I'm very similar. All my business, most of business comes from Facebook. Obviously, I just had a quick browse there, so you've got 15,000 followers on Facebook there, and is all that from organic? You've never paid Facebook for any paid advertising? So.
Yeah, I mean, very occasionally we've done the odd sponsored thing, but
yeah,
it's just not. We find it doesn't work for us. That's being honest with you. Organic is, yeah. We tend to find when we do the boost on Facebook, we look back and say, when we say spend 25 quid in a boost or something like that, for 2 or 3 days in a specific car, yeah, we'll get a lot of traction on it. We'll get a lot of viewings on it, but we find that it doesn't really make much difference to us. That's being honest. We're more likely to get sale from our own organic thing. Yeah, we get quite a lot of people sharing as well. We've got a car on there. We tend to get a lot of shares from people who follow our page. They'll quite often link one of their friends in who doesn't follow us. I think we had one the other day on a Range Rover, and we took a car and put it out there, and somebody follows us, highlighted somebody's name. That person contacted us and came and bought the car. We get quite a bit of that. Just the people to share, yeah, it works well, yeah. Do
you not find it's took a bit of a dip in the last 3 or 4 years? Because obviously the algorithm has changed massively, especially if you go, 10 years ago when you said, look, no, it's just consistent, just never had any.
I think we might have had a bump in the road maybe a couple of years, 3 years ago with it, just what you're saying, but no.
Just because the way
change things. But
the way it works now, obviously, in comparison to 10 years ago, Facebook would show your content organically to a lot of people back in the day. But now it's all, the sort of stunt your organic reach because they want you to pay for it. That's where you're at the moment. So, no, it's interesting that you say that.
Yeah, but generally, even if I was to look back historically over the likes we get on posts, I would say even over 2 or 3 years ago, we get a lot more likes now on a post than we would 2 or 3 years ago.
And how many times do you post, Angus? But like per day, is it like a daily thing or?
Yeah, sometimes it's more often than not multiple times a day. Yeah, yeah.
And is it just content? It's just cars. There's no sort.
No, we'll post. We'll post all sorts of things. I mean. We got a 1-star review recently and we posted that on Facebook. We highlighted the fact that we got a 1-star review and why we got a 1-star review and a response to 1-star review. And we had 1,000 likes on that post. And we had about 7 or 8 5-star reviews given to us in Google from people who felt sorry for us getting a shitty review.
Wow.
So we've done that 2 or 3 times now. It makes me sound like lots of 1-star reviews. We don't, I think that's 2 we've had in the space of maybe 2 years. But over silly things, people that have crazy ideas in their heads, why you're 1 star, One guy, 50 grand car for 13, said, sorry, we can't take 13 for it. And what 1-star review left? Well, this guy wouldn't knock 2 grand off his car. 1 star. You're like, I'm sorry, but that's not acceptable. So we highlight that, to our followers and say, well, do you think this is fair to get a 1-star review for this, And they'll pile in on this, the guy who's posted the 1 star.
Yeah.
I mean, most people are very nice, very reasonable, but there's a very tiny percentage of population that spoil it for everybody, I think.
You're always going to get that, aren't you?
Stephen, do you think he's getting good results because it's possibly like Inverness and like not as many competitors in that area?
I'm not sure, but I'm just looking through his through his Facebook page now, and yeah, I mean, he's right. Like, he's getting some good engagement on all of his posts, but don't take this the wrong way, Angus. But there's nothing, because I follow a lot of car dealers on Facebook, and there's nothing that's like sort of really, different from what you do, they're just the images of car. I mean, don't get me wrong, the nice photographs and the sorry, I'll tell you what I'll do. If you don't mind, I'll bring it up on there. Bring it up on the screen for everyone to have a look at it.
So is it just Facebook you use, Angus, or do you use Instagram? Or I know you were saying earlier you're possibly looking at TikTok, but
yeah, only Facebook. Yeah,
right.
Only Facebook. Yeah.
Just I would think that obviously the kind of cars you've got would be brilliant on Instagram.
Yes.
Facebook obviously is owned by Instagram as well, so it's very well.
It's not enough hours.
Instagram's owned by Facebook.
Yeah, it's not enough hours on the day is our problem. I say there's only the two of us here, and I say we've got 80 to 90 cars we're dealing with for sales. We are really, really busy, and we just need. I think we need another body here. So if we had another person, we'd probably concentrate a bit more on that side of things. But yeah, I completely agree.
Hence trying to get the son-in-law in.
Yes, yeah. If he's not game for it, we'll get somebody else in. We're at that point. We're just ragging ourselves to death at times, Yeah.
I think the backgrounds look really good.
Yeah,
the background looks obviously that must be where you look. It looks beautiful. Yeah,
that's the front of the house there. Yeah,
living the dream.
With them.
We are.
Have you actually
if you need a gardener
as a place, because that's worth about £500,000.
Sorry, what was that?
Have you got HC1? Is that a real plate or not?
No, unfortunately.
Just for the name. Yeah. No, we have a lot of money that.
We had a company messages there about a year or so ago saying we have one HC, but that was like £250,000. But
yeah.
So HC1, is it?
Yeah.
But no, I don't think I was going to number plate ever.
I was going to say with the number plate, obviously you hide the number plates. I brought us up before on podcast. Do you think that's a positive thing, or do you think it detracts? Do you get more people ringing you going, "What's the reg for insurance?" or do they do spec checks?
Well, both, to be honest with you. One of the main reasons is quite often when we take cars in just to get them on, like on sort of MOTs on them and stuff like this, and we'll just hide the plate. So we re-MOT everything anyway when we do it. So we just want to make sure people don't look at that and say, "Okay, there's only 6 weeks MOT in that car. I'm not going to buy it." Yeah. So that's one reason. We've also had a number plates cloned as well.
Right. We
had that a couple of years ago with a Mercedes CLS we sold, and it was involved in a series of armed robberies in and around London. And I had a phone call from West Mercia Police saying, "Don't panic about this, but your number plate's going around robbing petrol stations." And we know it's not your car, but just in case someone's out in this car and they get stopped by the law, this is my number to phone, rather than SWAT coming in and round about us, So that's another reason. Yeah.
And what about, Angus? What about your websites and things like a bit of SEO and things like that? Do you push much with likes of Google? For somebody finding your cars from out of the area.
Yeah, that's probably something else you should have mentioned there. I forgot to say to you. Yeah, there's a company called the Ad People, and they keep us up kind of top of Google locally. And it can be a bit annoying sometimes because even today, we've had 2 phone calls today from people thinking they're phoning. One of them was, I can't remember, I think it was our local Volkswagen dealer. And there's another one, I can't remember what it was. Because people, they're looking for the number of, say, Volkswagen in Inverness, and the first thing they'll see is our sponsored link at the top. And they phone us saying, has my Golf GTI had its software update yet, And they say, no, you're phoning the wrong number here. So, but that's
costs you money, that as well, isn't it? That?
Yeah, it does. But what do? It's just one way to keep us up there, and that's the downside of it. But we have a deal there, and it costs a couple £100 for that. Yeah. The website we use can't do it 5.
So you're doing some paid advertising on Google, then, yeah? The Google ads.
Yes. Yeah.
You fair still think it still sounds like you're not really spending an awful lot on getting the name out there. Probably 2 or 3 grand a month or something like that.
Not even that. It's not even that.
Yeah.
Probably
To sell 40 odd cars.
Well, I would say we are certainly no more than 2 grand a month. Yeah, that would be the very, very most. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I would probably put you as probably the most organic dealership in the UK, really.
Well, do you know something? This is another thing. A lot of people can't understand how we sell so many cars because, I mean, you would drive past the main road here, which is about 500-600 meters from my house. You can't see my house from the main road. You would drive past. You wouldn't think there's anything up here but a house, you know? And people say, why don't you have a sign? Well, I don't want a sign. So we're very, very lucky in that respect. What is the secret? I don't know. It just works for us. And I say we don't get past in traffic. And that must, you know, I know when I had my last business in Harbour Road in Inverness, most of our business was, passing traffic because we're on a busy road, you know. But we have none of that. There's nobody coming up here unless they're coming up here specifically to see us. So yeah.
Would you say you sell cars from out of your area, Angus, or would you say most of them are pretty much, you know, within your area?
We sell a lot of cars out of area. Yeah. Yeah.
And where would they, when you've asked them where they've seen the car advertised, when
we sell lots of cars to England. I mean, we sell lots of cars to England every month. I would say
how have they found it then? How have they found your car?
Probably that would probably be motor side of things.
Motors.
Yeah. But we do very well in the east coast of Scotland as well. You know, our sort of nearest towns here, we've got Nairn, Forres, Elgin, we've got Inverurie, Aberdeen. Reasonable population down that neck of the woods, and a huge amount of car dealers, I would say, strangely enough.
Is there?
Inverness is poor for second-hand car dealers. There's hardly any of us here. I mean, half a dozen, maybe a little more.
Right.
It's all franchised. Then you go to Elgin, which is our next sort of big town, and that's probably got 25 plus car dealers, but probably less than half the population of Inverness does. And it's weird. Elgin's probably one of our busiest places for cars. I say that to everybody. You know,
do you think those customers find you on? Do you think those customers find you on Facebook then? Is that how
Yeah.
So your audience on Facebook's a local audience then, you would say?
We have it, yes. I would say predominantly it's a local audience. The islands as well are very good for us. The Western Isles, you know, Lewis, Harris, all the Uists, because there's no car dealerships really over that neck of the woods. So, I mean, although it's a 4 or 5 hour journey to get here, Inverness is kind of the nearest port of call. So we sell a lot of cars to the islands. Orkney as well, Orkney Islands, it's a very, very good area for us. Orkney's quite a wealthy island, with the oil and stuff like that there. So we put a lot of cars up to Orkney. You know, it's a really good area, and the lovely people up there. And if you sell them a car, they tell everybody about it. We had a Mercedes NL in there today that the guy's deposited on, and he's just heard good things from someone else, and you know, he's the guy who's buying the car off. You know, so it's quite nice. Try and look after people and have good rep and stuff like that. You know, look after our customers. Make sure that
just imagining. Sorry, Scott.
Do you deliver any cars, or do everybody just come to you?
We used to, but we had a experience. We sold a guy in Nottingham a hybrid Mercedes about 4 years ago, and he was adamant it was a diesel hybrid, although it wasn't a diesel hybrid. And there's just grew arms and legs, the finance company, and they sided with the guy, although we had the adverts showing it was a petrol, and we just thought this is just not worth it, you know. So we ended up going all the way to safer thing, to Nottingham, which is a long way from us, to take a car back. And I'm thinking, I just don't need this key for my life anymore. So we don't do it anymore. I don't care about distance selling. If I lose a deal, so be it. If I want the car, they'll come to us. That's the way I would. Yeah.
I'm just imagining the calls that you send to these islands. Like, obviously, like customers come 5 hour trips, at various islands to come and collect a Range Rover, a Land Rover product. And then they get it on this island, and then something happens with it. How does the warranty work there? What happens with that? Because I'd imagine if you sell the Land Rovers, you are going to get some problems with them, sure.
What's going wrong? I don't think a Land Rover's ever gone wrong.
No. Well, do you know something? I have this conversation, so, I'm not saying on a daily basis, but a lot I have this conversation. And, probably most years we sell a couple of hundred Land Rovers in that area. And in the last 3 years, because I knew I'd probably be asked this today, we've had one engine go bang, and that was in Discovery 240, which I know I should never have bought. It's the only 240 one I've ever had in stock. And even when I bought it, I had buyer's remorse when I was buying the damn thing, because somebody I knew was selling it, and I thought, okay, I'll take the thing. And I sold a friend of mine, incidentally. And the engine went pop on that, and it was 16 grand for a new engine.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a sore one. But apart from that, we've had, I think in the last 3 years, we've had, I would say, either 3 or 4 timing chains in the 2-litre Ingenium engines.
Yeah.
And that's been it. We haven't had, touch wood, touching everything in a wood, we haven't had any catastrophes.
See, I hear so many stories about these 2-litre Ingenium.
Yeah, so do I. The margin in Land Rovers, there's
massive, yeah.
There's nothing exposed for, a Land Rover.
So many people are scared of them.
Yeah, it's a run-in-the-mill car, let's face it. But the margin in them is absolutely tremendous. And that's why we sell them, no other reasons, It was, and we make the money, and we make money on them.
And what's the best seller Land Rover-wise?
Probably the Ranger Sport and probably the Evoque, actually. Yeah,
right. We
sell a couple of Discovery sports as well. We always keep a few Vogues in stock, but they're a little bit slower. I'm not going to lie. And the thing is, if you get in an old Freelander, if you get a nice old Freelander, the phone melts for these. They've got a big following. I don't know why.
Is it mainly the 2-litre Ingenium engine that you're stocking as well?
I would say probably half of it is, yeah.
Right.
But never the 240. They're always or 150s. I think the minute you put a twin turbo on it, I think you're asking for trouble.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But I only speak as a find. We've been dead lucky, and I would need to be a bit mad if I was buying all these troublesome cars and all the time, and we just will find that.
And age-wise, what sort of age are the cars, are the Land Rovers in particular that you're selling?
We took one in at the weekend, which is a 13-plate Evoque, but it's a title thing, and normally we would trade that out, but I'm thinking, no, I'm going to have a go with that. Number one, it's got the 2.2 engine in it that's pretty bomb-proof. Yeah. But we put it down the workshop today, actually, to get a wee look at it, and as long as it's okay, and I think it will be, we'll sell that up from here. But most of the cars we sell are of that age, are sort of 2018, 2019, that sort of ballpark, Yeah.
It's like 7 years oldish.
Yeah. Basically, the main agents are going to sell. There's no point to get cars here. We take the old new Land Rover in, make 23 plate ones and stuff like this. We'll trade them out because we're just going to struggle with that. So,
what about your warranties? Which warranty do you use? Do you have like your own pot scheme, or do you put a warranty on? How does that work?
Well, I'm in the process of maybe looking at the pot scheme. I'm not going to lie. At the moment, we use Momentum. We do it a little bit warranty-wise, but mainly Momentum.
Right.
And I think the amount of money we give them, I think I might be better off in my own pot, to be honest with you, because we spend a lot of money with these guys every month. And, it's the odd time if we can get a wee bit of a glitch with things, and, we just up to the plate. It's good as the food.
I said this last week, didn't I?
Yeah, we're talking about last week, yeah. How much do you charge for a warranty, Angus? Do you like 2 year or 3 year or what?
Most of the ones we do are a year. Say, for example, we do, I'm just trying to think what I've got here. Say I've got a Sport there that'll be going out later on this week, 18-plate Sport. That'll be about £600. And that'll be one of the Plan 3s that they do, which covers you for a little bit of wear and tear as well. So it'll cover things about a battery, a filter, DPF filter, cats, things like that.
Is that 1 year?
1 year. Yeah.
So you'll pay £600 for it, or you'll sell it?
The customer will, yes. Yeah.
I think you're getting that away cheap.
Yes, I know I am. I agree. And that's why I'm looking at the pot thing. Yeah. Yeah. I know it's cheap because I hear people say to me that's cheap because they'll tell me about the Land Rover would cost them £1,400. But what you were saying there earlier on about unreliability of Land Rovers. Not that I found that, but I think I could be doing better with the warranties. I would agree there's scope for improvement there. So that's why I'm thinking go down the pot route and doing that ourselves, because there's definitely profit opportunity there. That we're.
Angus, I must admit, I'm sitting just playing back in my head everything we spoke about, and I think you've got the perfect.
He's living the dream.
Isn't it living the dream?
Yeah.
So hold on,
Best
let's just recount. No, let's recount.
No stuff.
He lives at home. He lives at home. He works from home, so he's got no rent. Right.
Wife comes in with cakes every day.
His wife comes in with cakes. He's doesn't pay the auto trader. He pays the maximum $2,000 a month for his advertising, so it costs him $2,000 a month to open the door. He's selling Land Rovers with like $5,000 across them, no comebacks, and
40 of them a month.
He's on the precipice of like selling Land Rover warranties now for £1,500. He's made.
Oh well, we'll see about that.
Angus, I would have come and work for you for a year for free, and you're going to teach me everything you know.
I'm going to sell up, mate. I'm selling up like an I'm beat.
You must be making fortunes.
We do okay. Yeah,
we do okay.
I'm not going to lie. We have a good business, but we work hard at our business. We look after our customers extremely well, and you can't do that if you're giving cars away. Let's face it. You can't.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Angus, what about car sourcing then? We haven't touched that. Have you got trade contacts, or is it auctions, or car wow, motorway?
Yeah, we do a few trade. We've got a few guys locally we know, and sort of, people, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Aberdeen, I've known for years. We get a few cars like that. We get a lot out of BCA. You get a few from Central in Glasgow, which isn't really our ideal first call, but we have to go sometimes. We're like every car dealer. We'd rather not be buying at auctions, but we're never going to get the volume of cars we need.
Do you physically go to the auction, or do you like Central? Is it all just online at Central?
Yes, I haven't been to an auction since the day before COVID lockdown.
Yeah, I'm the same. I haven't been back.
The cheapest cars I've ever had out of BCA were that day, and they rocked up the next day, and it was dead spell, running about, thinking I was going to get arrested by the police as I was taking them off the transporter. And I got about 5 at Edinburgh that day, and. I couldn't believe what I got them for. I mean, there was nobody in the auction hall apart from me and my son-in-law buying these cars, These were the days.
Yeah.
And what about the likes of motorway and car wow? Would you ever go with that or not?
No, I hate them. I hate them just as much as I hate Auto Trader. I hate them. I hate disruptors. I don't like disruptors. It's just like, it's the same with the finance companies that they put their neb into our business as well. I hate them, like Zuto and, they're bad.
What do you think of DVLA and the FCA? Do you hate them as well?
Yes, I'm not a fan of the FCA. I get that email from them thinking, oh my God, about this damn form. It's like, lie down in the dark room. DVLA aren't too bad. Better than it used to be. But, in the olden days, we used to have to go down to the local office and sit in an office at about 5 by 5, and we'd be like sardines, and be told the paperwork was wrong, and you had to go back and get the correct paperwork. So we don't miss that. So digital's maybe the way with DVLA. But motorway, no, I don't like motorway. No. They shouldn't be encouraged by the motor trade, full stop. They're only stealing or having in plain sight, and motor traders are paying them for the privilege. So that's all I have to say.
And when you're saying BC, Angus, do you do national BC, or do you do like the ones which are just closest to the national? You do, yeah?
Yeah. But the cost is, you guys know that the price of shifting cars across the UK is crazy,
Do you use them or local guys to move them?
No, there's a company in Aberdeenshire called ALP Transport, and the guy Peter who runs that, he's got 7 of the big full fat trucks, that do the deliveries, and they run up and down the UK. So 2 that run up and down the UK every Monday, get to London and then come back, and there's other 5 just run about Scotland. So Peter's very good. He's really, really good, but because of the distance involved, I mean, we can wait a week, 10 days sometimes to get a car back. It's a long time, But what's your choice? If we want nice cars, and there's a nice car in Bridgewater or Birmingham or London, Just
Paying the money, haven't you?
So,
pay the money.
and if you're not working off Auto Trader, guide prices for retail and so on, are you working off cap, or what, how would you, if you're buying a car, how would you price it in the market?
If we're buying a car from basically, we're like everybody else when we're on BCA, we're seeing the cap prices and stuff like this. But we know the score. You do. It's hard. I was trying to buy a CLS Mercedes 2 hours ago from BCA, and it needed £2,500 over cap.
Mm-hmm.
You think, well, can't really be right in that car in the first place. It probably was too low.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think cap's been right on any car in about 5 years.
Yeah.
And buy off cap like everybody does, because I think it's probably less. We could probably sell with Auto Trader. We do look at Auto Trader. I'm not going to lie to you. When we take a car in, we'll have a little look on there and say, okay, we can make a bit more than that than we thought, and we'll have a go with it, Mm-hmm. But we don't use it per se for buying in, really. But we still check sometimes. Depends if it's a heavier motor, maybe, if it's a sort of 10 grand car, we kind of get the cap figures to go on that, and that's probably enough. But if it's a bit meatier, we'll, have a wee bit more education into it and see we're paying it right and obviously selling it right. But I think worse than underselling a car, is there?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than putting a car online and then 5 phone calls within 5 minutes.
You've missed that.
Yeah.
And you're crying it there. Then you go and look, just what you said, you go and look at Auto Chain, geez, and £15,000. What was I thinking? Yeah. And £1,500 are too hard to come by. And I've seen us sort of remove something from sale, and then we advertise it a week or so later.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I've come to my door just now. I just need to shush him away. Do you mind if I go to my door?
To be honest with you, Angus, I was just gonna sort of try and wrap it up there. I think we've done it now, and I really, really appreciate you coming on, mate. It's been interesting. I don't think I've ever spoken to a car dealer like you. I think you've got the goal.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good thing.
No, I think it is. It's a golden touch. I think
Stephen's thinking how you can get your business like into the next level.
Yeah,
do this, do that.
I'm thinking how I can copy him, because like his deals
He's gonna
just
go and
sound
buy
like
a farm.
nothing. Buy a farm. Yeah.
That's basically all I've done. Okay, I've got a bit of land here, but that's what we're about. We don't really have neighbours, so we didn't have anybody moaning about planning, and that's what we've done.
I'd get scared on a night time being that sort of away from everyone. There you go, yeah. Yeah. But anyways, Darius,
but it's fine. It's good.
We'll let you get away and answer your door, but really appreciate you coming on. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thanks, Angus.
Thanks everyone for tuning in, and just remember to make sure you like and subscribe these videos, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.
Thank you.